Welcome back. We are concluding our exploration of the basic learning styles. We have looked at visual and auditory learners. Now we will examine tactile and kinesthetic learners. As mentioned, this does not conclude the learning style series, just the basic styles. Let's get right to it. Okay, so let's jump right into it. We're doing learning styles, understanding the tactile and kinesthetic learner. So we're going to examine the importance, characteristics, strategies, and benefits, and then we'll close out with some keys to remember. So the importance of being able to identify tactile/kinesthetic learners, as we talked about with the other learning styles, it increases engagement and motivation. You've identified the way I best learn. So now lessons incorporate things, hands-on activities, manipulatives, things of that nature. So I'm more engaged and I'm more motivated to learn because I'm retaining information better, which goes into the second one. Improves retention through doing, supports diverse learning needs, and encourages deeper understanding. So by being able to manipulate, touch, feel, and manipulate the concepts or manipulatives involving the concept, my understanding becomes more enlightened and a deeper understanding. So some of the characteristics of tactile/kinesthetic learners: they learn best through movement, touch, and active participation. Lecturing to this group is going to provide minimal retention and comprehension. They need to be doing something. They prefer experiments, role play, manipulatives, building, and demonstrations over lecture, PowerPoints, and just regurgitation of information. And they benefit from real-world experimental learning. So when they can create, they are at their best. They can show mastery of skills by creating, okay? So some considerations for the classroom when dealing with these types of learners: movement should be purposeful. We're not just moving just to be moving. It is related to the specific topic or content we're trying to get across. We want to balance activity with reflection. So we don't want them just moving around aimlessly. No, we want to balance the activity, provide the opportunity for movement, and then come back with some type of reflection, okay? Provide safe, organized spaces. We're talking about movement, we're talking about experiments, we're talking about projects. So you want to make sure that your learning environment is safe and ready for these new types of instructional approaches dealing with kinesthetic learners, right? And then use multiple learning modalities. Again, nobody is saying that all your lesson is one way, addressing one specific learning style. No, you're embedding multiple modalities. However, the kinesthetic learner is also recognizing that some of these instructional activities address my specific learning style. Great. I have the opportunity to demonstrate the way that I best learn, okay? It's not that everything is kinesthetic. Absolutely not. We want to use visual. We want to use auditory, right? However, we want to blend and not just address one learning style, specifically. We want to represent everybody. So some effective strategies when dealing or addressing kinesthetic tactile learners: hands-on labs and experiments. So wherever there's space available, you can create hands-on activities, hands-on labs and experiments. This doesn't just have to be with science. This could be with social studies. It could be with English. So it's not limited to just one subject matter when we talk about labs and experiments. We can create learning stations. If you haven't viewed it, you can go back to our learning stations and rotations video. We have role playing and simulations, manipulatives and models, movement breaks, and project-based learning. Again, if you haven't viewed the video on project-based learning, please take a look at that one as well. And it can give you some more details in regards to these effective strategies that can be incorporated into your lesson to address these kinesthetic and tactile learners. So what are the benefits For students, we have higher engagement, better memory and understanding, increased confidence, and improved collaboration and problem solving. They're moving, they're grooving, their specific learning style is being addressed within the lesson plan along with the others. And so they're more engaged, okay? For the teacher, you have a more active classroom. Believe it or not, it is much, much less stressful when you can create project-based learning, role-playing, labs, and now you're just facilitating and guiding rather than trying to control everybody from the front of your room, giving a lecture or what have you. You have better formative assessment opportunities because they're retaining the information better. You have increased participation and stronger classroom relationships. For the school, overall, you have higher achievement, improved attendance. You're actually doing something I'm interested in. I'm coming to school now, all right? Positive school climate and supports inclusive instruction. So when it comes to classroom examples, as always, interchangeable. Know your students, know what works for them, try out different things, experiment. But for the primary, we have math and movement, mats, sensory writing trays. Then for elementary, we have letter tiles and math counters. Maybe for middle school, you have science labs, historical reenactments. And then high school, engineering challenges, debates with movement, okay? So depending on your students' capabilities, you can mix and match these, try out different ones, experiment, see what works and see what doesn't work. That way, at least you know you're trying to address this specific learning style within your lesson plan. Some keys to remember: learning by doing is powerful, okay? We as adults, often do this. We want to just, let me just do it. Let me just do it, right? Kids are the same way. They don't want to be lectured to for, an hour and then, oh, tell me what you remember. No, let me do something and I can tell you what I think about it. Build movement into lessons intentionally. Again, we're not just doing random movement for the sake of it. We want to make sure that what we're doing, the movement that we're incorporating, aligns to whatever concept or skill we're trying to teach. Combine tactile learning with visuals and discussions, as we talked about, and different learners benefit from varied instruction. Again, address your visual learners, address your auditory learners, address your kinesthetic learners, have maybe one activity for each type of learner in every lesson or vice versa. Experiment with including all the learning styles, and that way nobody's getting omitted from the lesson. Thank you. Okay, so we hope that was helpful. Remember, mixing and blending approaches is the best way to support various learners. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time. We hope that